on this screen here, you'll see the part that we're going to be programming for CAM operations in index 4-axis machining. I want to draw your attention to this circular icon at the top here, and it shows a 4th-axis rotation setup on the table. You can set it up on the table or in the head. Typically, it would be on the table. So if you see right below the head, you see your axes here, machine axes. So this is your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd axis. Your z-axis obviously is your 3rd axis, and then your 4th axis is on the table, and it points along the positive x-axis. Now, you can set it up positive y-axis, negative x, negative y, whatever your machine requires. In this case, we're just going to be doing a standard 4-axis setup when the 4th rotational axis is pointed parallel to the positive x-axis. Okay, so we'll show you that when we get to part up. The actual part is a table leg. We're going to be putting this square stock on the 4th axis, and we're going to be programming each side of this table leg completely finished on the 4th axis. Down here, the CAM operations, I just have a list of the operations we're going to be looking at. Actually, for this part, you can program this in 3-axis or in only 2-axis. And I think we'll have time, we'll probably be able to show you the 2-axis as well. But here's a list of some of the operations that we're going to be using in each of the indexed positions. So as far as the 4-axis mechanisms go, we're going to be introducing rotate table setups, which is going to be rotating the 4th axis, fixing it in that position, and then we're going to be performing hole drilling, 2.5-axis engraving, profiling, and 3-axis horizontal roughing and finishing in those indexed fixed orientations. Okay, so if you take a look at the part here, we have it just a square stock, and we have, from features wise, we have some dowel pinholes here. We have a decorative scallop that goes along 2 sides of the leg, and you will also notice that the profile of the leg itself is not straight, so it's got curves here on this side, and then it's got tapered walls on this opposite side. So let's go right into the part, and we'll get set up for 4-axis. Now we do have some holes here. Okay, let's go ahead and do those holes. We're going to do a hole. We're going to do a drill, and we're going to select these cylinders here. Okay, and for the tool, we're going to be using the 3/4 inch diameter end mill. One thing you may know already, or it's good to know, is when you're drilling, you don't have to use a drill. You can use just an end mill, and it'll drill that down just as well. So that's basically what we're going to do here, because these holes have flat bottoms, so we're just going to drill straight down using an end mill. Okay, so let's go to the cut parameters, and we're going to just use a standard drill. And for the drill depth, we're going to pick 2 points. Here and here. Okay, this is 1 inch. That's the depth of the hole. The location of cut geometry is at top. And we're going to, we don't do any sorting. Let's just generate that. So here's our 2 holes. Okay. Okay, so next what we want to do is do another rotate table setup. Go to setup, rotate table setup, and we're going to put it in the 270 orientation. So you'll see now that the Z-axis is pointing this way, okay? So with it in that orientation, we're going to go ahead and just copy this drill. We're going to clone it, and we're going to drag it down here under setup 3, okay? Because we got 2 more holes over here. We're going to select these 2 and just generate that. So there's our holes.